dominating performance there by the St. Louis Archbishop, winning that first match. And joining us is the reigning US champion and world number 8, Fabiano Caruana. Fabi, congratulations.
Thanks, Tanya.
I have to ask you, this was such a big match. It was an elimination match. You must be relieved right now with St. Louis Archbishop continuing their run.
Well, I was pretty optimistic before the match. I thought that we're probably going to do a bit better on all boards, most likely. And unless something goes really wrong, then we should be a heavy favorite. And I thought that the previous matches we were probably underdogs, but this match I was fairly confident about. But it is a great relief, of course, to avoid the elimination.
Right. Exactly. Avoid that elimination, bro. Being such a powerhouse, and of course the St. Louis Bishops are Archbishops. Do you have any plans on how to make a comeback for the team in the PCL? So you guys are, one loss away. Obviously, you do think about that, but we have chefs to play, and there is a chance, right? So what do you guys have?
Yeah, I still think there's a chance. We do have a very strong team, and if things go our way, depending on who we play against next, then yeah, we should have a chance against any team. Of course, we are going to be underdogs against some of them, but we have players on the team who can perform really well if the day goes well. I mean, like today we saw Alice. I think she scored. Okay, first she beat Bluebaum in the first round. That was already almost secured the match for us, I think. And her performance was so good. I mean, so if we have performances like that, then we have a chance against any team. Of course, there are teams that probably outrate us by a little bit, but yeah, we'll see. I'm still optimistic.
Beautiful.
I'm sure it means a lot to Alice to hear these words from you, and you must be so proud of your team, Fabi. But also tell us about the day for yourself personally. How did you feel about your play today?
It started really well, and at that point, I feel like we had pretty much secured the match after the first two rounds. And then I don't know what I was doing in the third game. I mean, a draw would have secured the match, but I was only thinking about a win. I didn't check the results of the other games, so I was just thinking, okay, let's finish this match before the fourth round, and for that I should probably win. And then we had an endgame, which was I think most likely a draw, although I'm probably slightly better. I have to say that I was never like seriously better in the game, but I felt like I had a slight plus at that point. And then I just started blundering everything. It thankfully it didn't hurt us too much because my teammates did well in the third round, and so all we needed was a draw in the fourth round. And I don't think there's any team that's going to wipe us out 4-0. So I wasn't really worried. Of course, it was still very upsetting to lose, but okay, I thought at least it's probably not going to negatively affect the team.
Very good, Fabi. Was there any kind of team meeting prior to today's match to emphasize the seriousness of this beginning of the elimination match, of being an elimination match?
There wasn't a meeting, but I think that we all understood the seriousness of it, and we're one step away from elimination. Every match now is going to be super tense, and hopefully we'll have what it takes. I mean, for myself, didn't really have time to meet with or talk with the other guys because I'm traveling at the moment. I'm playing from a
Right.
hotel, and like right after this, I'm going to run somewhere for a conference. So
Oh,
I'm a little bit running from one place to the other. But I was glad that I was able, even just like the schedule allowed me to play this match, because when I heard the date that it was going to be on the third, then I really wasn't sure I would even be able to play. And I checked, and I was like, even if we go to a playoff, if it's 8-8, then I'll still probably make my conference.
Well, luckily for you, that wasn't the case, and you guys had a crushing performance today. Now, Fabi, the team needed you today. It's going to continue needing you it's going to continue needing you actually because it's only going to get more tough and more serious. And I'm going to bring up our week 3 standings that we've got. Now, Fabi, we see these teams that are on 1 and 2, and St. Louis Archbishop with that win are also on 1 and 2. Now, looking at this, what we have in front of us, is there any particular team that you would want to fight in this field?
um, well, it's very difficult because they have a lot of different sort of strategies. Like the Blitz have like really top heavy two boards, and some of the other teams are more balanced between the four boards. Blitz is like Maxime and Grishuk, so that's really top heavy, which is one strategy for
Mm.
sure. And like if I had to pick one team that I would think we have the best chances against, it might be, well, like with no disrespect meant, of course, it might be the Spanish Maniac Shrimps. I feel like we
Mm,
might be slight favorites there. Um, I think it would be interesting to play. Like I was watching the California Unicorns like right before my match started, watching them play. So they're a very interesting team. Maybe from like the interest point of view, it would be fun to play against them. But I don't know. I mean, also it would be fun to play against Blitz because then I'm playing against some of the guys who I regularly play against, which is also an interesting challenge.
You just literally named every single team.
Only half of them, Tanya. Not all of them. But yeah, I
Ah,
think they're all quite interesting teams.
um, yeah. So far, we got feature chat questions. These are questions from Chestons. Wow, we do too much chess. These are questions from the chat, and that we have a question from JTF Doodle. He says, "Do you think the PCL format encourages exciting chess?"
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, all the matches are fighting. Like for me, the most interesting sort of match is the one that goes 8-8, and we've seen a few of
Mm,
those. We have seen a few blowouts as well because some teams are really stacked. But overall, the interest has been very high. I don't think you can complain when you have two matches. First, you watch one, it's exciting, and then you watch another, and it's also exciting. So you have like 4 or 5 hours of chess to watch. Uh,
right.
and you also have a lot of players who aren't maybe the most familiar to fans. Like, okay, for example, on our team, I don't think too many players know about Alice, know how strong she is, but I saw her in the American Cup last year. I saw her in the U.S. Championship, and so I knew how strong she is. But it's interesting and it's good for her to get some outside exposure as well. So I like that it has a mix of like the known guys and the lesser known players.
Very nice.
Fabi, now the St. Louis Archbishops today were the favorites going into this match, as you yourself pointed that out. But I think the one thing that very few expected was Alice's run today. And we've got a featured chat by MD Night Zero, and I'd want to get your thoughts as well on this. What do you think about the power pack performance that Alice put out today?
Yeah, that like really secured the match for us because when you have a
Hmm.
fourth board who's performing that well, then like it's really difficult for the other team to recover from that, and especially like the first round for the fourth board to beat the first board. And I think she did in like a very. I only catch the last bit of the game, but it looked very dominant. She had like 3 minutes and she was up a million pawns, so it was a very confident performance as well. I think that like if you would point to one factor that differentiated the teams today, it would probably be how well Alice did.
That's awesome. Alice definitely performed at a very high level there. Actually, we do have another feature chat question here. Let me actually pull that up. This one is from Amethyst613. How does Fabi keep it solid in a cramped position like that last game?
Well, the last game I was sort of torn between two things, which was I knew that a draw secured the match, but I was also sure that like even if I lose, that we would win the match. So I felt rather free in terms of my play, and I was mostly thinking about how do I get winning chances while also not doing something crazy. So
Right,
I wasn't really approaching it from the point of view of like, uh, am I like trying to equalize this game? Because I felt like, okay, of course I'm cramped, but I have the C3 pawn, so his only idea is really to try to win B4, which is what he was doing with this whole knight E1 to D3 thing. And after he wins that pawn, I'm going to take C5. So
right,
like the worst case, I'll get the tiniest, slightly worse position. So I wasn't too concerned about the position from an objective point of view, but I was still like trying to search for some chances. And even at the end, I was kind of ambitious because I thought I was getting a slightly better position, but I was probably never really better. And also, I didn't like I wasn't too worried about a draw either because of course it's also a good result. It secures a match win.
right. Great win.
Wow. Fabi, it was not just a great day on the chessboard, but you're not going to believe this, but your prayers have been answered. We're just getting a confirmation from the PCL League commissioner that, in fact, for week 4, the matchups are the Spanish Shrimps playing against the St. Louis Archbishop.
Look at
Fabi,
that.
After what you just said, the pressure is on.
Yeah, no, now I don't want to have to eat my words. But I mean, it is a very good team, and I haven't played some of the players there, which is interesting. I don't think I've ever played Jaime Santos. I've played Pichot, Iturizaga, Santos Ruiz in like online blitz. But some of the players I'm not familiar with, so I'll have to do some prep for them. But yeah, I think it will still be a very close match, but I would maybe slightly prefer our chances, so I'm staying optimistic.
It's the way to be.
Wow, it was a power pack performance today, and we also wish you all the best. Every round is going to be an elimination round. The St. Louis Archbishop win their first match. Fabiano, congratulations, and thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys.